This is Lee with 82 Game and 12 here on YouTube channel Sons of Liberty 75. Video 3, I believe. Actually just got started with the Battle of Nordlingen, 5th through the 6th September 1634. We've got the Swedes versus the Imperial Catholic League. And so the forces over here, it says faint red, but I look at them as orange. But so the red and the gray and the yellow forces are the Imperial Catholic League with, you've got, of course, you've got the Spanish, which are the yellow units. And then we have the Swedes over on this other side. And historically, the Swedes lost. They were attempting to attack a pretty good defensive position. The slopes are all steep, which they cause formation hits. And when you get a formation hit and then go right into close combat, you're going to have negative effects due to that. So we had the first activation in the last video, which didn't go very well for the Swedes. They lost a total of 6 units. 3 cavalry units and, let's see, no, 4 cavalry units, cuirassiers, and 2 light infantry dragoons. And that was Rothstein, who's right here. That was on the right wing here. So the Imperial forces held pretty well. When you attempt to attack these heavy infantry double hex units, you're going to take some casualties, especially when they're integrated with artillery. So the Imperial forces really didn't take too many hits. So now we move to the next activation. We're just jumping right on in. And that's going to be the right infantry, which is this group here. So Horn, I could have activated Horn because he's part of this wing and he would be activated. So I could have moved him somewhere to help some units. He might be needed to help to maybe rally or help some units become regain their formation. Got a unit here. It's formation broken, but I really can't do anything about it right now. Okay, so we're just going to jump right on in. And so we're going to have the right wing here is going to activate. And let's see here. I guess they're all going to be, that's left, okay. Okay, so the units here, from here over, that's the left infantry. Here we have right infantry, right infantry, right infantry. And everyone is within command range, or they're close enough to another unit that is in command. So we don't have to be concerned about someone being out of command. Let's see if we can move our camera just a little closer here so we can get over the top of some of this stuff. Okay, that looks better. All right, so we're going to start right here with this heavy infantry. Well, no, we don't. We want to start with firing our artillery. So we've got these 12 to 24 pound guns here. And we want to fire, we can fire here, we could fire here. Got to look here about the terrain there with that entrenchment. Fire combat, that's a -1. Also, there's a -1. Well, I guess there's a -1 for, let's see, up a steep slope. No. Okay. So only the entrenchment would be a -1. Okay, so our target is going to be, we fire here, this would be a -1, but we want to do that. It's a range of 1, 2. So there's no artillery fire range modifier. So 2, we go over to 2024. Culverines, so it's -0. Okay. And then we don't have any other modifiers except for the -1 that we have because of the entrenchment here that we're firing over. So, okay. So we roll. Ooh, we got a 9. -1 is an 8. So we look here. Okay, 9 -1 is 8. And so we go all the way across. It's going to be a formation hit and then a morale check. Okay. So the target has to be flipped over. Their formation's shaken. And they have a morale of 6. Okay, they passed. So now I have to flip this unit over as fired. Okay, so now I have to decide how I want these units to approach. Do I want to do advancing fire? So let's take a look here. Okay, so the activated unit moves 1 hex directly forward and then fires with a -3 advancing fire modifier at an enemy unit in one of its front hexes. Apply all hits and make any necessary morale checks on the target hex. Eligible enemy units may then react, though if they reaction fire, there is no Okay, so they've got to be under charge orders, not formation broken. Okay, they're not formation broken at the moment. So okay, now it does say, okay, the activated unit, here we go, right here. The activated unit moves 1 hex directly forward, incurring any formation hits due to terrain, and then fires with a -3 advancing fire modifier. Okay, so that means at the start of their advance, they have to be under charge orders and not formation. Oh, formation broken. Okay. All right. So we're using advancing fire. So they move to here. And they get to fire before you have the reaction fire. So with this, you're not, you're not having where they get to fire as you're moving in, I guess. So they react after. Same thing with cavalry. It says because the movement fire considered one action, a cavalry unit may not react until after the fire has been resolved. So that's the benefit of doing that advancing fire, but there's a -3. Okay, so they moved across this slope, which is steep, which causes a formation hit. Okay, so now they are formation shaken, just like the unit here. All right, and now we have the actual fire. There we go. All right, so now we calculate the advancing fire. So we already have we've already got -3 to this fire. Okay. And then we have another -1. Okay, due to the defensive structure there. Entrenchment. So now that goes to 4. I believe the most you can have is a -4. So there's really no need to but they could salvo fire. They do have regimental artillery. So they would want a salvo fire. Maybe it's only on the close combat that you can have a maximum of 4, -4 +4. Yeah, that's over here on close combat. Right here. +4. That's close combat. That's not fire. I don't see that applies to fire. So okay, so they have let's see what else. Okay, so fire is or has formation shaken. So that's another -2. So now we're at a -6. But can still get a hit because they've got salvo fire and they've got regimental artillery. So they've got to roll high though. They rolled an 8. Okay. And -6 is a 2. And that's still going to be a hit. I'll pull back just a little. Okay. So a 2, infantry with regimental artillery and using salvo is still a 2. Now that unit, that might be one of those units that can let's see, that special rule. Okay, let's see. Okay, tercios had practiced a special drill to limit the impact of the Swedish salvo. So I got to find what unit is that? Wormser. Wormser is Albrecht. Okay, that was not one of the tercios. Just want to make sure I got that right. All right, so they take a hit. And then the other, because you got 2 hexes, so you get 2 fires. You get a fire from here and you get a fire from here. And so I think maybe I need to bring in, yeah, here we go. Bring in the light here. So each side of that hex gets to fire. So now we roll for the other side. Got a 2, so no effect. Okay. And I do have to mark them as having salvo. Okay. Now this unit is not able to do a salvo. It's one of those Army of Flanders units, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, Army of Lander. Okay. Now they get to reaction fire. But they have a morale of 6. So with a morale of 6, that's one thing I wish they would have added on here, was somewhere, because you've got, why do you have the artillery fire table on here twice and the artillery range table twice? And not only that, but also I think they've got the Inception. No, maybe not. Yeah, they've got the Inception table on here twice. On 2 different charts. It's like, okay, why did they not put morale? Where's the morale information? They left that off. So there's all these little things about morale that they should have put on the chart. They could have also put some other stuff on there. But, okay, so here we have morale checks. See, all of this should have been casualties, but right here, all of that could have been put on a chart in place of Dublin. I don't know why they did that. Seems odd that they would give you 2 separate charts and have the same information on both. Okay, now the other thing is, all units must check morale if they're the target of a salvo. Okay, so they still have to do that, but, okay, current unit morale is 6 or less, 1 morale check on any casualty hit. So they got hit. So now we add a +1 to the morale. Instead of rolling twice, we just add a +1. And a 5 + 1 is 6. So they passed. Barely. Okay. All right. So now they can fire back with reaction fire. And let's see. They have regimental artillery. So now we have their fire, and their formation's shaken, so that's going to be -2. With each hit, let's see, I think even with each hit, maybe their morale goes down. So maybe they didn't pass. Maybe not. Just looking for the effects of what happens with the losses. So, casualty threshold. Okay, they're well. They've got to go quite a ways to get their casualty threshold. They've got a strength of like 15. So, yeah. Okay. So they're firing. They got a -2 for being formation shaken. And okay, so for each casualty point, on a 1 hex unit for every 2 casualty points. Okay, don't have that. Okay, so we just have a -2 to the roll. Got an 8, and then the other is a 7. So we got an 8, which becomes a 6, and the 7 becomes a 5 because of the -2. So we've got two hits, I guess. So what I say, a 6 and a 5, and they're firing out of their front. So 6 and 5. So we got 3 hits and 2 formation hits. Okay, so it takes 3 hits, and then it, okay, formation broken. Is that right? Yeah. But they took 3 hits, so they've got to check for their morale. So it'll take me a little bit of time to get back into this, and remembering how it all breaks down. Okay. Okay, so I think once you, okay. All right, so they take 2 formation hits, which now they're at formation broken. But since they had to take 2 formation hits, and one put them into formation broken, the next formation broken becomes a hit. So they now have 4 hits, and their formation broken. So, all right, so we're done with this group here. Let's put that on there. All right, now we go to the next side over here. All right, so this unit here is going to advance fire as well. So they're going to go there. Okay, and of course, this cavalry unit really doesn't have any options besides trying to intercept Inception right here. So this is this, and but they're not able to react until after the fire. So cavalry unit may not react until after the fire has been resolved. So, okay, so They could both fire here, or they could fire one here, and then this side could fire here. So we've got, I'll put a red in here. Okay, so the first fire will go against that unit right there. All right, so we start off with -3 for advancing fire. And then we have that entrenchment. So now we're at -4 for this unit. Okay. And then for the cavalry unit here, if we want to fire at it, then I think they're going to just fire here. Both shots will go to the infantry there at the entrenchment. Okay, so we got a 4 and a 3. So they're not going to get any hits there. Even with their, even if they were like, okay, we're going with a salvo, which I didn't mention, but they were. Okay. A 4 -4 is 0, and the other 3 is going to be less than 0, so no effect. Okay, now this unit here can fire out of its flank, and they are, let's see, their formation shaken. Okay, so that's going to be, they're going to have -2. And let's see what else they would have. Okay, it's just going to be out of their flank though, and it's only going to be that one side that can fire. Roll to 1, so no effect. And so now we have the cavalry unit here that can react. Pistol fire. He's going to have a +2. I think he's better off doing that. Because he's not going to be able to back up. The only other thing he could do was do an inception, which is basically attacking, which he's going to be attacking, let's see, downslope. Okay, that applies to musket. Okay. Okay, so there's no combat effect. Yeah. So, but he's got a roll for the interception. What am I saying? Interception. I don't know why I was saying inception is interception. Okay, so they have received charge orders. Their morale is 6, so they have a +1 to the die. Rolled at 7 becomes an 8. So of course if we look here, received charge, they had to roll a 0 to 3. So they're done trying to do inceptions. And that takes care of, they didn't get to fire either. So, all right, so this unit's done. Then we go to this unit here, okay? And so they move to here, okay? And they are advancing fire. They're going to use salvo fire. So, okay, they're going to have -3. Okay, now they're firing up slope and with that entrenchment. So the entrenchment, and they're going to fire both into this infantry unit there. Okay, so the entrenchment is going to be a -1, and then upslope, no effect. Okay, so they've got a total of -4 to both of their fires, and they do have the artillery. So, okay, so we got a 0 and then a 4, which means no effect. Okay, and here, reaction fire from this unit and from this cavalry unit. So we'll do the cavalry. Well, we could just roll them together. This is the red, this is the blue. Okay, and that unit has this unit here. That's one of those Army of Flanders, I believe. So they're not able to do salvo fire. Tornado, let's see. Toraldo. Yeah. So we've got just straight up. Okay, so they rolled a 7. Heavy infantry with artillery, regimental artillery from the front. 7 is 2 hits and a formation hit. Now this unit, oh, wait a minute. Now, we had salvo fire. So both of these units have to check morale first. Didn't do that. Okay, we didn't do that with these two either. So let me go back and do that with all of these. Okay, so this unit has a 6. Okay, the other unit has a 6. Okay, they both passed. Okay, and then again, here and here. Okay, so we've got a failure on both. So they're both shaken now, which that affects their fire. So both of them are morale shaken. And oh, wait a minute, maybe not. That's formation shaken. Okay, so not. Okay, it's not. Okay, so I had a roll of 7, and the cavalry rolled a 0. So they missed. But with the 7, we've got 2 hits and a formation hit. So this unit here took 2 hits and a formation hit. So another formation shaken. Both of these units are morale shaken. Okay, I can get rid of that now. So Now we have, go back here. I've got these units in the back here that I've got to move. They got to move at least one hex. Shoot. This unit here, 1, 2, it's going to move to there. This unit back here, I got to figure out about these other guys here first, though. Okay, so this guy, they have a movement of 4. So 1, 2, 3. So he goes to there, which allows this unit to go up, take a formation hit, go right there. Okay. Oh, and then this unit, I don't know what it costs. Let's see, what does it cost if they go into that? Cost 2 and a formation hit. Yeah, they're not going to be able to, they don't want to go into that. This guy, I guess, is on this road. That's why he's not formation. So we go 1, 2. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I can do that. And so that's the activation for let me this guy here. Vitsdom. Okay. Now the other thing that I didn't do was Roston could have attempted to continue his activation, and I didn't. And I don't know, why did I not? I don't know, why did I not do that? I should have. Okay, so leaders can move 8. So horn, we want to move horn. So what they moved what? I think they turned, and yeah, so they were here. So horn wants to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, I guess. And so now we would try to do a continuation. Let's see what that part. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay, so the leader for that wing has a -1. Okay. So he's got to have between a 0 and a 3. He got a 9, so okay, he can't continue. He's done. Okay. And so same thing here with, I should have flipped him over. He's finished. This guy's finished. This guy's now finished. So he wasn't able to continue. And so now we go to, let's see, what do we go to next? I think make ready would be next. Units may move, but may not move adjacent to an enemy unit. Its wing commander may perform a reform action on it, but not a rally action. The main issue here is the Swedes are attacking, trying to take this high ground, Albuch, or Albuch, the Albuch, and it's got steep slopes and entrenched. They just don't have the firepower needed. You know, they got all of their artillery, or a lot of it, is over here. It's not over here where they have the entrenchment. They ought to be just bombarding here if that's where they wanted to attack. This looks like a not a very good place to be doing their attacking. I think maybe they would be better off over here on this other wing over here. attacking this over here. The only thing is, that they have a bunch of dragoons here. Okay. And they're not going to be very effective against this cavalry. But we do have a large cavalry contingent here, but they're outnumbered. And this attack over here is going to falter. It's not going anywhere. So even with the added of those 5 units that, got one here and a couple over here and so forth, that's not enough. They are just the Swedish loss is 220 in victory points to 100. So a difference of 120. And let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, this just, to me, it was a waste of effort by the Swedes to go in there. They're already smashed, pretty much smashed over here because of their own efforts. It's not because of the Imperial forces attacking them. They just attacked and got repulsed, except for right here, a couple of places. But going in against that entrenched position, they should have bombarded it first. Gotta keep that back. Maybe I can bring this up now. So anyways, it's a little frustrating, trying to be the Swedish player here. And the fact that it's kind of a hopeless situation here, trying to do anything. The thing is, with this artillery cross here, any movement, okay, by these units, especially anybody coming off of this ridge here, is going to get fired at. Their artillery is going to fire on them and do a lot of formation hits. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, grazing though, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they could move, let's see here, from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, see. But here, 6, 1, 2, okay, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, these guns here are gonna, this one won't, but these 3 batteries, well, 4 batteries here, all these batteries here, any movement from these units, we're going to have a reaction fire. Now, they may not, like here, this unit may not be able to fire here because this is steep. So if they get below down here, this unit, this battery may not be able to see them to fire on them. Line of sight's blocked. Same thing here with this, because they're back from the edge. So that they might be able to come up and not be fired at until they get right up on top of them. Yeah, any kind of moving through this woods, it's not going to be very easy, because you're going to get formation hit, and then you're going to have recover, and then move again, formation hit, recover. So it's going to cost you, like, you know, just to go 1, 2, 3 to get to there. Okay, so that's 2 turns. That's 4 turns. That's 6 turns before you can get out of there. So I just have to take time to figure it out, so to see what and trying to move these 2X units where they've got to move so they've got to try to move at least where they're 1 hex closer to the closest unengaged enemy unit. Now, all of these were engaged, so they still have to move forward, I guess. I have to try to figure that out. All right, so yeah, we'll stop right there and then pick up with what the other units over there, the left wing, because they have make ready, which means they go before receive charge does. So, receive charge, unit may move a maximum of 1 hex, but may not move adjacent to an enemy unit. Unit may undertake a reform action, and its wing commander may perform a rally action on it. So we'll see what happens.